Good on my peoples, hope all is well. I don't know if you guys know about a YouTube channel called Extreme Zim. I just want to say that these guys are doing a fantastic job right now. They're actually driving from the UK to Zimbabwe, which is amazing. And for those who have been watching my channel, that's something that I have in mind for the next few years to come. That's one of my goals, is actually to drive from the UK to Zimbabwe. So I just want to say, guys, please, I want to put the details on my description, and if you guys can follow and support them, because what they're doing ain't easy. They will have tough challenges. I've driven from Namibia to Zimbabwe, and with that they came with its own challenges. So what more of driving from the UK to Zimbabwe? With African borders, it's never easy. There's always a challenge. So I really give props to these guys, and please follow the channel and support them, because they're doing us proud. They are really doing us proud. Right now, guys, just chilling at Canary Wharf, just taking in the sun, enjoying. As you know, in the UK, it's so rare to be loving the weather like this. So yeah, just taking the moment. That's what we should be doing. Then tonight working a night shift, but that's the grind. Just want to say, guys, checking in with you guys. How are you guys doing? Hope all is well. Just want to say thank you for everybody that's really engaging on the comments and the likes. It does mean a lot, and I got more content coming in. I will be starting up a podcast very soon, and it's going to be based on this channel as well. It's about journey to roots, and journey to roots for me is everybody is part of is in their own journey, whether it's going back to Africa or starting a business, or finding yourself. You are at that journey, and it'd be amazing to find people who are already starting their journey towards something big, and maybe what they say on the channel will inspire you, and that's what I'm all about, guys. Most of the things that I watch on my YouTube channel are things that inspire me and push me forward, and I would like part of my content to also motivate you. Life is just about growing and learning, and that's what I'm about, guys. And yeah, so there will be a podcast starting up soon. I will be traveling to Zim a lot more. I got a few people in Zim that have booked a podcast with. So when I go back to Zim, it'll be about me going straight towards those people and basically putting some content through. And also in the UK as well, there's a few people I'm also meeting up. I'm really excited about it. They're also doing and make cool stuff. Today, for example, I was talking to a guy. He's originally from let me think about the name, Angola. Yeah, so he actually does stock. So what made me talk to him was I saw that he was doing some stocks in Starbucks, and I had a conversation with him. And one of the things that he said to me that really stood out was, us black people don't own anything. I'm not saying that there's no business owners out there. I'm not saying there is no strong entrepreneurs, but when you look overall in the world, we don't really own much. And when you do stock market, guy, when you're in the stock market, you do own shares, and that could be a way of you owning something. And he owns quite a few shares around different companies. We put, one of the serious conversations that we had was, we are big consumers, massive consumers. Even though we may not like a certain type of brand because they're racist, we still buy from them because we have nowhere else to go. Yeah, and it just dawned to me to say, if, for example, even like Mercedes-Benz, how many of us buy Mercedes-Benz, we drive Mercedes-Benz, we're on a show that we've got wealth, but we don't even own shares with them. We buy iPhones, we don't have shares with iPhone. We buy all gadgets that we have around our house. When money comes into our pockets, how fast does it leave our circle, our community, and go straight into other people's pockets? If you look into the Jewish community, the money cycles in their community. before it leaves. And it only leaves when it really has to leave, because all they do is to buy from each other. They support each other. You know, I was listening to one Jewish guy, and he was saying something. He says, if you were a plumber, where would you rather work? Would you rather work in a poor city or in a rich city? And people answer the question and they say in a rich city. And the reason why that is such a true scenario, or like a scenario that makes a lot of sense, is, so if you want to live in a rich city, why aren't you supporting your community? Because if you support your community and people buy from the community, it means that everybody has money. And if you're a plumber, that means that your community will be able to purchase stuff from your community that have the money, you know. And we don't have to look out. We don't have to go elsewhere for a service, or we don't have to go out there to provide a service, because our community has enough funds to support you. You know, and I think we need more of that, guys. We need to start owning stuff. We need to start building stuff. And that's why this journey for me to go back to Zimbabwe is about me also building. I would love to be a producer. I would love to be in manufacturing. You know, I would love to, you know, to create something that I can leave behind. A lot of us only have our income. That means if we leave this earth, it stops. Some people, when they leave this earth, their children are already being trained to continue this empire. Once you train to be a doctor, I'm not saying doctors are invalid, by the way, they're very important. I'm just giving an example. You go to university, you become a doctor. The day when you close your eyes, that's it. Your child does not automatically become a doctor because you were a doctor. Does that make sense? And how many Zimbabweans come to the UK, and if you ask them what job application, jobs that we do, is either we're nurses, we are carers, all those sort of jobs. Now, don't get me wrong, those jobs are important because it gets you somewhere. But what I'm talking about is the mindset behind that. What else do we have in mind besides just working for somebody for the rest of our lives? Becoming a nurse for the rest of our lives, becoming a doctor for the rest of our lives. We also need to start using that money and channel it into something that we can build, so that the day when you leave this earth, your children are going to take it to a next level. They're going to take it to the next step. You can even become a doctor until you retire, or you build something on the side. We need to start owning our own stuff, guys. We need to start building our own shops. How many Zimbabweans or Africans have our own corner shops? How many Zimbabweans or us Africans are buying hair products from ourselves? Or are we going to an Indian person's corner shop and buying hair products? It's like everything that we want, we buy elsewhere. We need to start supporting each other. And whenever you hear somebody starting up a new business from our community, let's support. And you know, sometimes we might complain that they're a bit more expensive, but we know that if you don't buy things at a certain amount, it's going to be a bit more costly. But we can start off by just supporting. We find it so easy to take out our money and splash in another restaurant, but we can't support our own people and splash money in their restaurants. You know, so I just think that, guys, having this conversation today with this guy really means a lot, because I always wonder, why is that we don't own our own brands? This t-shirt I bought, TK Maxx. Who owns TK Maxx? The phone that I'm using now, who owns this phone? The internet I'm using, who owns the internet? You know, any of these people here, if we have a fight with them, they can cut you out. They can cut out our race out. They can cut out our country out, because we don't own from the beginning to the end. You know, and I just want to just stir up something, you know, and I just hope that it goes to one person that can start something, you know, why can't we be the ones to own a Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp? or WeChat. When we talk about our children being talented, we talk about our children being the next Ronaldo or Roberto Carlos or Pele. Why can't we talk about our children being the next owners of Manchester United, the next owners of Manchester City? You know, we are just here to consume. And I think that it's just time for us to become owners. If you see talent, let's support that talent. Let's support that entrepreneurship. It's like that time when I went to my cousin's house. You know, I could just sit down and admire and say, well done, my cousin. But I had to take that and put it on video and show the world that there is somebody that is doing something. And if you can support, please support. You know, it's about us just putting our strength into each other, helping each other out. You know, Rua Organic Farm, he helped me. You know, he put me out there. He showed a few videos of, he showed me the video of me living in my car and stuff. He didn't have to do that, but he did. You know, and we help each other. That's what we should be doing, helping and supporting each other. You know, and you know, I just want to say that that's why I want to start this podcast, so that we can have like-minded people together and have these conversations. If I can have people who are experts in certain backgrounds and who are doing things, or loving to go onto the channel so that we can educate each other. Iron sharpens iron, you know, and it's about knowledge. So that's where I'm heading to, guys, with this channel. Is I want to start a podcast. It's going to be channeled on education. It's going to be channeled on people who are building and doing something, because we only live once. We're going to leave this earth. That car that you're going to buy or that you bought, you can give it to your child, but in the next 20 years time it's going to be invalid. The laptop that you buy a child, we just buy them a laptop to watch cartoons, or can we make that laptop into an asset and teach them how to make money from that laptop? What are we teaching our children? To become employees so the cycle continues, or how to be owners of stuff? You know, and that's something that I also need to work on that myself. I'm not saying that I've got it right. I'm just saying that we need to start thinking and start changing our mindsets. When we go to countries, are we going there to be employees, or are we going there to start a business, to solve a problem that exists? Or are we just going to be good employees? We're going to become assets for another person and for the rest of our lives. For me, that's something I don't want to do for the rest of my life. If you look at successful people, it's not people who just sit down on a job. And if they are sitting on that job, they have that choice to sit on the job. And if anything goes wrong, they can decide to leave. When we stop earning or we stop working for somebody, that's it, your income stops. Guys, we need to start owning stuff. We need to start building our own stuff. We need to start encouraging our children not to be the football players, but to be the owners of the football club. We need to start conditioning our brains, conditioning our children's brains. As us parents, we might be the ones to be the ox in the family, so we work hard. But the next generation shouldn't have to work like you. They should be the ones now to start from the foundation, to start owning stuff. Instead of us parents buying expensive cars, we should be buying land. We may not ever live to build on that land, but our children can, because they don't have to spend the money anymore to buy land. They got land. And we teach them how to now maximize and work on that land. That's what we should be doing, guys. You know, these are things that I think about a lot. My heart is for Africa. I love Africa. That continent is ours. We need to look after it. We need to build. We need to buy things from our brands. We need to be proud of our brands. We need to create our brands. We need to create our own shops. We can't keep on becoming just consumers. We've got all the land we want, but yet we're still buying and importing goods. We need to start producing and take ownership. Anyway, guys, that's it. I just want to say, guys, please again, follow, subscribe. I thank you so much for everybody that's been commenting, liking. I do read your comments. I really appreciate it. I see that there's some people that are always commenting, and I just want to say thank you so much. I don't take it for granted at all. I really, really appreciate it. And the likes as well, thank you so much. Guys, please follow that YouTube channel. I will put their details on the description. They're going to Zimbabwe by car. Let's support them. Let's push them. You know, guys, I'm so proud of them. This is something that drives me. I love to see things like that. You know, so guys, thank you so much. Peace. Bye-bye.